Hi friends, Mondion Astral Oracles coming to you from where the Teletubbies live, and I'm getting this influx of energy from the Sirians, and I'm unable to comprehend the message. So both for my sake and to share it with you, I'd like to see what they have to say. And I've been dealing with a lot of skeletal pains for these past 10 days, especially in my sacrum, and then it kind of culminated during the full moon. And this morning it's sort of gone, so hooray for that! But I'm curious to see what they can tell us about the human skeleton, and from what I don't believe it's been shared on the channel, but it came up in a session once that compared to the Arcturians, the way the Sirians work with the body and genetic configurations and the realignment is more attuned to the biological vibrations and less to technological reconfigurations, you could say. That's at least how my guide Unglungatoq has explained it. So let's bring him in and talk about the human skeleton, and I hope you are well out there. Yes, 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 yes. You see, there are codes and configurations to everything, dear humans. I am Unglungatoq of the race you often approach of as the Sirians, and I have come here today to talk about the different ways in which you can work with tapping into the information of your skeleton, different ways you can comprehend what goes on when their pain arises in your skeleton and it enters into your consciousness, and what you can do to also learn a little about the vibrational techniques that we enjoy working with. So sit back and enjoy. Also know that there is an energetic transmission taking place in the tonal commands that we transmit. It becomes even deeper if you also perceive it as an influx in your own experience. Notice there's a slight altercation when you listen to these type of channel message from the higher dimensions. There is an invitation there for you to go to a place and open up your own field of energy and just moving it slightly to a more positive side, a higher vibrational side, as you humans like to express it. We know you are big on altitude. You like to orient yourself from the ground up. We are, well, we you could say more latitudinal or horizontal. We like to float about things, and therefore we also have a different perspective on the human skeleton. See, our skeletons are far more gelatinous. They, we want to use the word chitinous perhaps, but our friend here is informing us that he's not sure if he's pronouncing it correctly, but it has a more shell-like quality to it, or well, that type of hollow carapace construction, something more like that. But still, we are vertebrates in that sense that we are constructed around a skeletal frame. But this skeletal frame is far more dynamic. It's also regenerative, and it replenishes itself when it becomes damaged. Even if a link is removed, we would be able to regrow it, much as, for instance, your lizards are able to regrow their tails when they drop them to avoid detection. They get a little frightened, and then something seeps into their experience and something drops off. And we're using this as a segue to explain to you how these skeletal pains they may function in your own mind-body complex, because it is in a sense something that's been dropped off in your experience, this sense of misalignment. At that dropping off is to a degree your energetic body. When you came into this planet, your energetic body, well, it signals to you, or the integration with you, which was quite perfect when you were in the womb and as you became a human being brought into this world, there was, well, quite a clear harmony, balance, and exchange between your energetic body and your physical body. That is, between your higher self and your lower self, or physical self, or you, let's call it that, you, dear friends. And then you see, you began to explore the energies of this world, and hapless as you were, you also began to pick up the energies of this world and began to reconfigure with them, or realign with the energies from that point of higher alignment with your energetic body. That's why you are not completely mistaken when you hold it to be true that babies are angels dropped from heaven, come into this world to also teach you about the beautiful qualities of what it is to be human. Even as an adult, you hold all these qualities of trust, of alignment, of balance, of intuitive movement, of intuitive expression, of intuitive emotion. All these things, you do hold them still, and you would not be listening to this message if you were not a person who, well, did not enjoy interacting with energies. We still at least believe that you wouldn't have made it this far. So know that the energetic invitation is to seek out these pains and then to, let us say, mold them with forgiveness, or try to allow a soft yielding into your very tendons, your cells and your joints, all these areas that you may keep tension in, because your bones themselves, they are in perfect alignment. That is, they are self-contained structures. They're quite rigid, and within them, within that calcium construction, and especially within the marrow, there is quite high, let us say, even secret information condensed about who you really are, what you were built of, the memories that you have gone through in your creation plan. All this is, in a sense, embedded in the marrow of your bones, much as you are learning also to, or arriving at a greater and greater understanding of that idea of harmony between the medicinal sciences, of the idea of that gelatinous fatty structure. You call your brain to be aligned with the higher vibrations or more subtle energies flowing in. It is the same secret that hides here, but while the fatty tissues of the brain are in a sense attuned to the influx of mind, your marrow is attuned to the influx of the akashic. It is a memory recall, and that is why also hurts, breaks, pains, fractures, they hide in your bones, so to speak. They become condensed there in your energy body. They become frozen down, and with this freezing, there's a type of forgetfulness. And that's again that abandonment. You have, in a sense, abandoned the heat, the warmth, the flow, the forgiving, molding, opening of nourishing energy that you were allowed as a human being born into this space. And that is the part that you leave behind. That is the tail the lizard loses. That is the warmth that you do not necessarily offer yourself anymore, because you have not necessarily been offered it in the situations where this, you could say, your parents, your external figures, your physical surroundings, they took over from the sustaining nourishment of the spiritual, which grew you in the body, while the physical was supplied from the womb. So these are some of the perspectives you can use to understand your skeletal body. Understand that your skeletal body is as, of course, complex a thing as the rest of your body. It is not simply a calcium framework that you hang your bones on, but it has in the higher realms a crystalline mirror that interacts with the energetic selves. That is the idea you might call as your soul. Your soul imprint of the eternal is closer to your skeletal construction. That it essentially is to your facial features, or the color of your hair, or the shape of the tip of your nose, or what you might conceive of. It is instead this type of base way that things are hung upon you, that is carried on from lifetime to lifetime, and therefore you accumulate and storage these memories in this narrow, very complex structure simply by being alive, and this is transmitted back to that more static figure that sits there and then reincarnates. So you will see often also body types can actually manifest or express themselves in both genders as you go about your travels through lifetimes and on a planet such as this, or in a race such as this, the human one. These are ways that you can approach the idea of the skeleton. Now, to address the idea of pain, well, the pain is in a sense the rigid composure, conditioning of this time space, of this physical space that you have run into. What you call personality, mirrored in the body armor, mirrored in the muscular tensions of your body. Well, this is running up against the influx of energy, the influx of the memory of what you're supposed to be. All this energy flowing into your experience, all these synchronicities, they're essentially reconfiguration codes or realignment codes, memory codes, you could say, that bring you into connection with that more base structure. And so the more you can accept that you are being worked on, the more you can perhaps also relax, the more you can allow for these vibrations to flow in. And then you can begin to facilitate these vibrations, because we are offering you, and we are speaking to this dear one, but also to a very high percentage of the people listening to this transmission. We are speaking to you about offering basic reconfiguration tonal vibrations to you. So often when you hear high-pitched sounds, they can be us allowing or being allowed to reconfigure your nervous system. And whether or not you then approach that relaxation and approach that ability to be worked on, to surrender to the new blueprint of you, the faster you can also release these pains. And often it is done in conjunction with the astrological events, as the energetic grids that keep up this world that you find yourself in are highly configured by different things. And so we do enjoy healing at the full moons, because the full moons are, of course, laden with bright energy coming to you in the night, where you are automatically in a more receptive and mystical state. Those are some of the explanations, dear ones. And I believe I, Unglungatoq of the Sirians, your dear friends and counterparts in this galactic experience, we have also promised you to, well, give you something to play around with these tonal vibrations. And for instance, you can enjoy tones such as notice that this tone is almost pressed to the top of your palate and ascending up towards the eye, and then you can sort of feel how the tensions of the eye, they run away from it, and then you direct your will towards relaxing your eye into that vibration. And you will find it is quite soothing, as this channel, to his amazement, is now becoming aware of. There's actually a pleasant influx of relaxation into these eye senses. Notice that these vibrations you bring forward, they are actually taking place in your physical space, but they're also vibrating it. So there's an expansion and contraction within these vibrations. And when you realize that, well, these harmonious configurations, it's your higher self well, it brought forward language, it brought forward song, it brought forward art, it brought forward all these things to bring you into connection with what is true, what is beautiful, what is good. And it's from this place that these configurations come intuitively. So you wouldn't harm yourself with these vibrations. You can just play around with it. But notice that you can move your physical body into this type of healing chamber configuration of these vibrations. We are borrowing a term from our Arcturian friends to say that our vibrational alignments, sound spaces that you move your body into, they are quite helpful in healing you. And that you can do. So take a type of, let us say, navel or central to lower torso vibration here. Notice how actually moving your body into that thing, it begins the technique that you also know as Agnisara almost automatically, that pumping of the diaphragm, and that trying to generate a type of heat that will release these unfortunate stuck patterns in you and open up and integrate you with the influx of energy, which is of course what you're looking for if you're already on this energetic path. You want it to, well, be more fun and less painful, and, well, the more pain that you allow to dissipate into this celebratory song, this vibrant vibration, in this exuberant expulsion of spirit that you perform when you bring forward vibration, when you move air around your body. It is spirit moving around your body, and you are very powerful in this respect. You were created vertically, and so you have this ability to, well, project vibrations out through your heart space and then carry them out through your hands. And therefore humans are also intended to be very powerful interspecies healers once you step into the physical community of species that we are looking very much forward to. So with that message, with some instructions, with some advice and some help, and just with a lot of love and happy vibrations to you on this joyous intersection of your time space, this thing you call a day, this revolutionary cycle. Remember that every day is a revolution, and that you find yourself and discover yourself anew every day in these unique energies that are brought forward. There is a deep patterning within the layers of time, within the layers of light, within the layers of consciousness, and you are discovering more and more of this as you become more vibratory creatures, moving into a shimmering vibrality, something that plays sweet melodies on both the subtle and the layers of manifestation. All these layers, they are coming together, and so you see the minute pearl, the wonderful subatomic substance that you can never point to, that is everywhere and that makes up your experience. You see it becoming accessible to you through these vibrations. You call it forward and you move it about. And this, with the last point or teaser for you, is also how you can learn to teleport. Therefore, much love to you, sweet human beings, our star brethren, our beloved ones. We are so very happy to see what you are becoming, and we are so very proud that we have also played a little part of it. You are masters of creation, and creation is what flows through you. Therefore, be blessed and vibrate well.